as Chief Mentor of the IoT Academy for skill development and trainings. Prior to Uniconverse Technology, I had worked with Ericsson AB Sweden for 7 years. I have worked with ST Microelectronics Noida, Ubenetics, and Sasken Communication at Bangalore. So first of all, we should understand that IoT is not a single technology, but it is a complex ecosystem. So if we have a feeling that what we are going to learn in next 2 weeks, I think it would be good. So IoT is a complex ecosystem. So let us see how, and before going to the installation of the tools, let us discuss few things that would set the background of our learnings for next 2 weeks. So as you know that this news is quite prevalent in all the media. As per Mukesh Ambani, data is the new oil and will trigger fourth industrial revolution. So whatever nowadays, whatever things we are doing, it is around data. We would see that how it is around the data. So the technology around the data are driven like from where data is coming from, that is driven by IoT and embedded systems. Then how data is communicated from source to destination, that is done by networking and the communication technologies. How and where data is managed, that is done by cloud computing and big data. What to do with data? So once we have data at the server side, we have to do something with that data. We cannot throw it away. So we have to run some machine learning algorithm so that we can run predictive maintenance or some other kind of business intelligence. And then how to secure data, that is driven by cyber security. So I think you have heard all these technologies, and you know that these technologies in some sense are around the data. They are handling data in one or other sense. So in our webinar, we would be handling first two topics, the IoT and the communication technologies. So today's agenda, let us discuss now. So first, we would go through quickly the prerequisite skills that are needed for this webinar series. Then expected learning. So after finishing the webinar series, what would you would be capable of doing the things, so that we would look into that program schedule walkthrough. So whatever hands-on we would be doing, how we have managed those things, how we have planned, we can quickly go through that part. And then approach to replace hardware with software. As I said earlier, IoT is having one part, very important part, that is hardware, but we cannot use hardware in this pandemic scenario, at least because everybody cannot manage the hardware at their end. So we have to manage with the software simulation of those hardware, and then installation of the needed setup. So how we have to manage those setups, we would try to do it today itself. So first of all, let us see the how IoT data flow happens, so that we can plan that how would we achieving that target. So if this is a simple data flow that happens in any IoT architecture, we would be having some sensors or actuators at one side that would be pumping data to the IoT gateway, and then the gateway would be sending data to a server. It could be local or the cloud server, and the server side there would be a data acquisition module that would be capturing data from the gateway, or directly sensor also it can come. But we have for general purpose, we are showing that this coming from IoT gateway, and generally this comes in the JSON format, and the protocol that we use, that is MQTT. So we would be working on all these things. The MQTT protocol, that is very widely used in IoT applications in the industry side. What are the advantages of MQTT, that we would discuss, and then this data after getting from by using the data acquisition module, it is put in the database, and from database it is picked by the data visualization module that would finally display on the dashboard or whatever screen you have. It would show there. And whenever you add a new device, new sensor or anything, or new gateway, you have to do the device registration, so that the visualization module as well as the acquisition module, they know that what kind of new devices are coming into. So there is one other module, that device, that is called device registry management and the server configuration. So this is kind of things happen in any IoT platform. You take Azure or AWS, Google Cloud, or GE Predix. So whatever IoT platform you take, and the background, the underneath principles are having this kind of steps only. And here in the down, we have little bit more elaborated. Whenever data comes from gateway, sorry, data comes from gateway to the server side. It is done by the MQTT broker, and then there would be one MQTT client. Then, and this complete mechanism would happen. So we would discuss during the sessions. So why I am showing right now here, so that you can have some idea, and if you get some time, you can start reading, so that in next 2 weeks you can take the maximum advantage of whatever we would be discussing with you. So needed prerequisite skills are some basic knowledge about the passive electronic component, circuit design, logic family, and theory. If this kind of thing is there, it is good. Serial and parallel interfaces, basic knowledge of transducer, sensor, and actuators, basic knowledge about microprocessor, microcontroller, basic embedded systems, basic IoT architecture, and any OS-based Windows, Mac, Linux system operation, like how do we install, how do we operate all the things. So this kind of skills are required. So now we come to the expected learning. After finishing this program, we are expected to do that we have good understanding of IoT system architecture and complete ecosystem, complete understanding of IoT protocol in a specific MQTT IoT solution and simulation. Then I think this MQTT and this IoT solution and simulation is the next point, that it has come in the same line. So this is the different point. That communication technology used in IoT, that you should be aware. Then understanding of domain specific issues, problem faced by each domain that can be resolved by IoT. So we should be having the kind of approach, the learning approach, so that we can, if we take any issue, any social issue or any industrial issue or the consumer side issue, we should be able to think about the IoT solution. How can we resolve that issue with any IoT solution? So that kind of learning we should have. We should be able to define user interface and dashboard for any problem, identify critical parameters and set thresholds. So whatever parameters we are capturing, we are monitoring, we should be able to identify them, and what is the threshold value. Like if we set that threshold value and that parameter is shooting up or down from that range, that label, we should be getting the notification and alert. So next point is mechanism of notification and alert. So this notification alert mechanism should also be clear to each and everyone. So if we learn all these things, we can say that we have a good knowledge of creating a good IoT solution and architecture. So this is the program schedule walkthrough. I think you have already seen that the first hands-on would start from 20th of July. That is setting up online circuit simulator and building a simple electronic circuit. So for this purpose, we would be using Tinkercad. We would, I would show a little bit how the Tinkercad works, and we can set up a login, and we can check what kind of facilities and services this Tinkercad is providing. 29th, again, it is interfacing with PIR sensor and servo for intrusion detection using simulator. So for this also, we would be using Tinkercad. 30th July, we would be using temperature sensor with Arduino and LCD to display and control it. Again, Tinkercad we will be using 30th July, setting up data to cloud using Wi-Fi module with Arduino using MQTT. So this thing we have to be little bit earlier. Tinkercad was supporting this module, but recently, because of a lot of issues related to security, they have discontinued this feature. But we would try to manage how we can do a like demonstration for this one. Probably we can show to design the complete circuit part, but when we have to execute it, we have to show we have to run at our end, and we would show the complete execution by using the camera. So we would like this, we will show that whatever is happening, how it is working by running at our end. On 31st July, we would be doing the Node-RED installation and designing a simple flow for MQTT. 3rd August, so here Node.js installation is required. So we would be doing this Node.js installation now. 3rd August, we would be doing hands-on on MQTT. Again, it would be on 3rd August, we have to make a simple dashboard using Node-RED. So once Node.js is ready, we would be like, we can easily do all these experiments. 5th August, hands-on on basic cloud setup. For this, we would be using ThingSpeak. We would try to log in today on ThingSpeak so that we don't face any issue on 5th August. And 5th August evening, again, we would be using cloud services. For this, again, we would be using ThingSpeak or some other cloud. So this way, we are basically using three tools. Let me show. We are using three tools: Tinkercad for cloud setup, ThingSpeak, and Node-RED. So these are the three tools we would be using. So let me go back again what I wanted to show you. Okay, till here we have shown. So what would be our approach for doing any monitoring solution or the experiments? So if we say that there are sensors and the actuators, some devices that would be pumping data to a gateway. This is basically our architecture, our product architecture, but this is kind of generic IoT architecture. And then the gateway would be sending data to the server using MQTT. So this is the actual IoT monitoring IoT data flow for any monitoring solution. But since we don't have the actual sensors, as well as we don't have the actual gateway, we don't have that kind of hardware. So we have to replace this thing with some software. So how we will be managing it? This part, the sensor and the gateway part, that we would be replacing with the Tinkercad, and the server side, whatever things we have to do, that we would be replacing with the Node-RED. And MQTT, anyway we would be doing it using Node-RED. So this way, the complete exercise, the complete hands-on, we can manage with the software. So this thing you should be clear that some part we will be doing with Tinkercad, Node-RED, and the MQTT would be used for communication. So let us start with the setting up the software tools. We said that Tinkercad, ThingSpeak, and Node-RED. These things are required. For Node-RED, actual installation we will be doing on the day we have the session. But the whatever the basic tool, basic part is needed, that is Node.js. That installation we will finish today itself, so that there is no compatibility issues or some unforeseen issues. If it is there, we would try to resolve it today itself. So I think if everybody is ready, please go on this web link, www.tinkercad.com/join, and you can once you go there, it would ask that it would ask for the login. So you have to select create a personal login, and then you can sign up with using your Gmail or some other email ID. So you parallelly, I would also try to show you that how it would be doing. Let me open it. I have already done. So I would So if you open tinkercad.com and then /join, so you would see this kind of page. So please, I request each and everyone to go on this web link and please check that if you are able to see this kind of page. If you have this page on your screen, please click on create a personal account. If you create, then you can sign in with Google. Since I have already signed, probably it will directly take to the page. So if you are doing first time, you have to put your Gmail account and you have to put your password. So if you finish that part, it would take you to this screen. So if anybody is not able to do, please raise their hands so that we can see that what kind of issue they are facing. I will wait for 1 minute, and I assume that within 1 minute everybody would finish it. And I will open the question answer part also so that you can see. Ma'am, Pooja ma'am, if anybody is facing some issue, they would write in the chat window, right?
Not sir, question answer, sir. Chat we
Question
disable.
answer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Question and
question and
answer.
answer. Okay, let me open that part if anybody is facing.
Yes, sir. In fact, I may request Jitesh sir and Rishabh sir to try, like, whatever question we can reply from our end, we are replying. There are few technical queries, so if required, they can revert it back.
Yeah, okay. So, so Rishabh and Jitesh, please you take care of this question answer session. The part if somebody is facing some issues.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I
Okay,
will.
fine. So I will go back to the page. Okay. So I think I assume that everybody has reached to this page and they are able to see this dashboard. So after uh, here, after reaching this page, we have to click on the circuit because we are not going to check 3D and other things. So we are interested in the circuit part. So if you click the circuit, you would see this screen where we can create new circuits. So if I click new circuits here, so here it would show this screen where we can see different components. So component drop down list, we can see it is basic components or we can select different kind of options. So I would like to show you a little demonstration of whatever they have already stored. So I have selected the Arduino part. So let me open the blink. So whatever you see at the right hand side, if I open the basic component, if you drag and drop at the left hand side, it would show you the configuration for that particular component, and you can choose. You can change the value. Like here, I have selected the resistor part. So how many kilo ohms resistor you want to do? You can also change the value here, and then it would change the color coding also. So you know that these registers they have a color coding according to their value. So here I have selected the 10 kilo ohm. So it is showing that color coding. If I change a 1000 kilo ohm, then it would have different color coding. Maybe it was you could not notice. I can go to 1 kilo ohm, then yeah, it has changed the color. So this kind of things you can try yourself. LED you can drag and drop. So and for LED you want to change the colors. You can select whatever color you want to have. So that kind of things you can do. So here you can see push button, potentiometer, capacitors, battery, coin battery, and Arduino, DC motors, servo motors, vibration motors, and this LED, RGB LED diodes, photoresistors. So different kind of sensors are there: ultrasonic, PIR, piezo, temperature sensors, multimeter. So this kind of things. These are the basic components. Those are very much used. So they have put it here. And if you want to delete it, you can just select that component and you press the delete button. It would go away. So now, if we have to run one simulation, I can select already stored program. If I take the Blink one, so Blink program, this is the Blink setup. So, this is the Arduino Uno, and we have put one resistor and one LED. If I run the star simulation, it would burn that respective code for blinking this LED, and it would start glowing. So if I run, you can see that it has start glowing after. I think they have put some time interval, so you can even I can, if you want to see the code, you have to see here, and you can see what kind of logic they have put. So the wait time is 1 second. So 1 second, it is growing and then it is going off. So if we want to change this time period also, that also we can do. So instead of 2 seconds, we can put 5 seconds also, and 5 seconds for getting off. So and then we have to run simulation again so that it can come into the. So now you can see the on and off time would be little more. Now it has gone off. So on the runtime, or maybe we can say in the simulation environment, you can change, you can do lot of things. So I think you can try some experiment yourself so that it would be easier on the day we have the hands-on on this part. It would take less efforts and it would go smooth. So if you have some time, please play with this part. So I assume that each and everyone has tried at their end. They are able to see, uh, they are able to come to this page. They are able to take some experiment. They are trying to run some simulation, and they could see that what kind of results they are able to see. So this is Tinkercad. Now next part is ThingSpeak Cloud Setup. So we are not going on a complicated part like AWS or Azure. We thought that whatever parameters we have to see, we can check on the things. It is easy to understand, and we can do some analytics by using the MATLAB integration also. So if we go to this ThingSpeak part, we, we take this URL and put it in the browser. Then you have to no account, then you have to create one. You have to go for the new account one. So we have to go for the new account. So if you see this kind of error, this browser does not allow third-party cookies. Use a different browser. So probably in that case, you have to use a different browser. I can check, or maybe we can go to the allow third party allow. you have to change the settings for the to allow the third party cookies. If I open the settings and okay, so if you face this kind of issue, this browser does not allow third party cookies. Use a different browser or change your browser setting to allow third party cookies. So you have to go to the setting of your browser, and if you see the privacy and security part, here you would see cookies and other site data. You have to go there and you have to allow all cookies. For till the time we are running experiments, you can allow all cookies because it is in my browser here it is blocking third party cookies in incognito, but I think it was so I would put allow all cookies. Yes, let me try again. So if you have selected or you have allowed party cookies, it would start asking for the email address so that you can create your account. So if I put my email address, okay, since I already have one account, so it is showing that I already have account. So I can directly sign up. I can do the directly login. But the people who are coming first time, they have to put their email ID, their location to like India, then first name and the last name, and then they have to press for continue. Let me try just a random email ID. So if you put all the details, you do continue. Okay, so it is asking for the organization's to use your organization's MATLAB, enter your work or the university email ID. So if you have any work email ID, then it would be like you have to put that kind of information. Or I think if you select this below one, it would allow you to, if you don't have any organization email ID or you don't want to put and you want to go ahead with your personal email ID, then you have to select the below one and then you have to select the continue button. And then you would get an email in your inbox. And then you have to you have to approve that email after going to your email account. And if you and then you if you come back to this web page, we can start doing the work. So now I can go ahead with my email ID. Probably I have forgot my email ID. I have to check again. Forgot password. So after login at the ThinkSpeak site, you have to select uh, the services terms and conditions. And after accepting all the terms, you would see this window, this message, sign up successful and welcome to ThinkSpeak. So I hope everyone would have done this part. I will wait for 1 more minute so that everybody can finish doing creation of login at ThinkSpeak. Okay, so I think I can see message coming from all the that people are able to do login at ThinkSpeak. So I would proceed further. So once you have done the sign up part on ThinkSpeak, we can press the OK. And if it asks for this question, how are you planning to use ThinkSpeak? We can do personal and non-commercial projects, or maybe you can do the teaching or research in school. Whatever you prefer, you can do that part. So when we have to do the experiments, we have to create a new channel. So all these things, the remaining part, we would be doing during the experimental day. So if you have done up to this thing, I think we are ready to do the hands-on for that particular day. So now people have done this thing stick part, follow all steps till you get a sign up successful. I think everybody has done and they have done the email verification also. Now, two tools we have seen. The third one is the Node-RED. So before Node-RED, we have to do the Node.js installation. So for Node.js installation, everybody is requested to go on this URL nodejs.org/en. So let me also do the same thing here at my end. So everybody has to go on this URL. Please type this URL at on your browser. And if you go to here, download for we can do this one that is so I request everyone to come to this web page. So and if everyone has come to this web page, we can install any of these two. Let us install 12.18.3 LTS. So once you click this part, you would see that one .msi file, the installer would be downloaded on your PC. So this is done now. If I click this thing, or maybe I can open it. It is still getting downloaded. So if you see in your download folder, wherever you have downloaded this MSI file, the Windows installer file would be there. So if you double click this one, it would ask for the installation. So we have to run it. It is simple installation, like you install any other software. You have to just follow the instructions. It is very easy to install. So it would show this kind of window. You have to select next, and it would ask for the license agreement. You have to again accept the terms, and you have to press the next button. So if anybody is not able to follow what we are doing, if they are able to download it, they double click. It is very easy to install. So it would create a new folder in your program files. Key program files. You have to just keep a note on this one. That which folder are you storing your Node.js installation? and then it is again you have to do the next. And you have to go finally for the install. So you have to wait till it is installing. So on my PC, it is still installing. I hope everybody would also be have and everybody has already downloaded. They have gone through all the steps needed for the installation. So I have reached to the I have completed the Node.js setup now. It has come to the final window. So I have to press the finish button. So once I click this finish button, it would be done. So on my PC, Node.js has been installed now. So if I want to see Node.js, it would on the startup button. If I press, I can see a new icon Node.js, and I would wait for 1 minute for everyone to come to this stage so that we can check that what version we have installed. We can check using the command prompt. So so for Node.js, right now we have told about the Windows operating system. If somebody is having Mac or the Linux OS, they have to follow different steps. I think our colleague they are helping other people in the Q&A session. So I hope people have done this Node.js installation, and if they go to start button, they would see Node.js package coming. So if they click Node.js command prompt, this command prompt would come, and they can check what version they have done. If they press right node dash version, uh, so they have to put node dash dash version. So they would see the same thing. It is already being displayed here. Whichever version you have downloaded, it will show that version. Version 12.18.3 that we have done. So once you have reached to this point, it means Node.js has been successfully installed on your PC. I hope everybody has done it. And one more point, I think if when you have got this window custom setup, better to select the npm package manager. So if somebody has done runtime, that would also work, but better to do the npm package manager, and then like they have to finish the, the installation of Node.js. And after doing this Node.js installation, it is recommended to restart the computer. But let us finish all other things first. And after the completion of this session, you can restart your computer so that Node.js can be fully functional. When we have to do some experiment, it can give the expected results. So next one is the MQTT installation. I think I should also try again. So for MQTT installation, I can put the command in the Q&A. You have to go to the Node.js command prompt, and after going there, if you have checked the version, the same place you can put the command npm space install space mqtt space -g space minus save. So I would give this command on the Q&A. Okay, so people are asking if we can mail this material. Definitely, we can send this prerequisite. Already it was shared. If somebody has not got so far, we would again share these installation instructions. So again, whoever has done the Node.js installation, please come to the MQTT installation where they have to open the Node.js command prompt and type this command npm space install space mqtt space minus g space minus c. Somehow I am not able to share it on the Q&A session, that window. So you have to take it from my screen. So on my screen it is clearly written here. I can make it more clear. So please type this command for installing the MQTT. So after we finish this thing, I think we are ready to the hands-on part. All the three tools we have checked and the installation is completely done. So whatever is left, we would look into the hands-on session. If still somebody is not able to do it, they can write us separately. And if somebody is facing issue with Mac or the Linux system, we can also separate write. We can also support separately. I think you can message to Firoza ma'am, and she can route all your questions to us.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Sir, the installation steps and guidelines already shared with all the participants. And if required, we can share this presentation slide in the drive. Also, we shared with all the participants the drive link so they can access the presentation slide from the drive link, sir.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. So we are done with the session, sir.
Yeah, we are done from for the session. We are just waiting if somebody if more questions are coming. From my side, the installation and everything is done.
Okay, thank you, sir. Dear participant, we request you if you have any question, please drop in the question answer section. And again, I am doing the two announcement. I request you all to please join the WebEx event by the email that you receive in your registered email ID. The registered email ID will be used for tracking the attendance. So it's a request to all of you to please join by the registered email ID. And please be connected with us tomorrow by 9 a.m. All of you have received the timetable. We will start tomorrow at 9 a.m. So before that, you please make your connection ready. We will start sharp at 9 a.m. Also requested you all to please join the WhatsApp link shared with you with your respective coordinators. Thank you. Sir, I think so. All the issues are already been resolved. There is no further query.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, ma'am.
So,
Ma'am, hello.
yes, sir.
This is Rakesh Ranjit.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Ma'am, some of the participants have sent me email that they are not getting the link for the meeting. So I have requested them to provide their data, their email and name, so that I can send it to you. And if possible, you just check it whether emails have been sent to them or not.
Okay, sure, sir. Rakesh, sir, I will request you to please ask the participant to share us the email ID today, because we will be generating the link for tomorrow today by within half an hour, so
Okay.
that we can make everything arranged for tomorrow. Maybe there may be some mistake in the email ID, so it may get bounced. So I request them to please share with us the email ID. We will share the invite link to the correct email ID.
Ma'am, one more thing.
Yes, sir, please.
How to take attendance of the participants? The link that you have shared.
Yes, sir.
So that or hello.
Sir, actually, every day after the session is complete, next day the attendance will be generated by the Cisco against the registered email ID. So we will track, we will mark the attendance with the help of the registered email ID. We have shared one link with you, a Google Drive link. All the participant name with the day-wise detail are already provided. So by using that system generated attendance, we will mark the attendance in the attendance sheet that is shared with you.
Okay.
The respective proctor coordinators will be requested to please do the same on behalf of both the academies. And sir, one request like we are getting from all the participants regarding the YouTube live streaming. So from tomorrow, we may start with the YouTube live streaming. We are in under discussion phase for taking permission from all the resource person before going with the YouTube live streaming. So I request you all to please wait till tomorrow morning. If the YouTube live streaming will be there, it will be done by tomorrow. But the registered participant need to attend it through the WebEx event, because if you joined in the YouTube live streaming, we don't have any mechanism to track your attendance. The YouTube live streaming can only be used for the references in future, but not for the attendance purpose. So I would not recommend here the registered participant to please view the join the YouTube live streaming. So it is an humble request to all of you to please join the event by the link provided. Thank you.
So,
Okay, ma'am. So I
request
think
to all.
yeah.
Yes, sorry, sir.
Yeah, so yeah, you continue. So I was asking that can we conclude this session, but I think you were saying something. Please finish your part now.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So a small announcement to all the participants. So even the participants, if you are having different email IDs, so please log in with the email IDs where you got the invitation to join the session, because that is the email ID that will be used to track your attendance. So please kindly note that. Thank you. Over to you, Firoza ma'am.
Thank you, Pubali. I would request the coordinator also to please pass on the information to your respective participant that they need to register by the email ID that they received, because that email ID will only be used to track the attendance. So please, I request all the coordinators. So I think so with this, we may conclude the session. I may request Bharat sir, Richa ma'am, and Rakesh sir, if there is any query, you can just, please, sir, convey the same to us, else we may conclude the session. Bharat sir?
Firoza.
Yes, sir, please.
As such, there is no queries. Rakesh sir has already raised that query, so it is already solved. And
Okay.
From our side, there is no query as such. If there is, we will directly update to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And sir, we will request Rakesh sir to provide the email ID. We will immediately send the invite link for tomorrow to the correct email ID, sir.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Bharat sir, for joining with us. Thank you, Kaushlendra sir. Thank you, Jitesh sir and Rishabh sir for joining us. The session was very valuable and hope this will help us in the hands-on session. So with this, with permission from Bharat sir and Kaushlendra sir, we would like to conclude the session. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., we will be joining back again for the program.
Okay.
Thank you all for joining us. Yes, sir, Bharat
Thank you
sir.
all for joining.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks all. Thanks all. Have a nice day. Good evening.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good
Thank
evening.
you, sir.